history, past and present for you. Meeting friends old and new. Streaming Wednesdays and Saturdays too. With founder members Paul and Sue. The smiles that we bring are a heritage thing. HDPP, keeping history alive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Where local memories survive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Film clips, photos, memories and friends helps a dreary night go by. Wearing Hinckley's 6 of the best, stupendous quizzical high. The smiles that we bring are a heritage thing. HDPP, keeping history alive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Where local memories survive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Let's take you back in time. A community of fans. We'll take you for a ride. Henson's Cab will take you there. We're making history. HDPP, chatroom applauses. History aside. Local causes. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Betty is our queen bee. The sweetest honey candy. Dangerous Den, here again. HDPP live. Hey, you know it, keep it HDPP.
Oh, hello. Good evening. Welcome along to HDPP Live on this Sunday evening. How are you? All seems a bit quiet in the chat room tonight. I don't know what. Must be something much better on the telly, I tell you. But anyway, welcome along to the broadcast here live from good old Blighty on a Sunday evening, really. I mean, have you all survived the rain so far? Maybe we haven't all been washed away, or whether we've all gone rusty or not. Apparently, a change in the weather next week. It's going to be cold but bright. Suits me fine. And, once again, here we are. And I was just thinking a few moments ago, just before we went live, I thought to myself, oh, my word. You know, I mean, as soon as we do the clocks and stuff, so as soon as we're into sort of April time, the streams will end again for another summer season. So listen, I was just looking, very quiet in the chat room, 1 or 2 coming in now, but we really thought there must be something far better on the TV tonight than come and watch this rubbish. However, there is 1 or 2 of you coming in now, even Dangerous getting in there. Look, you can see. Yeah, and listen out, I've got a big announcement to do in just a moment. Yeah, it's great stuff. But anyway, let me just go to the very top here, because Mrs. Poldark was in first tonight, and that couldn't find the light switch. Anyway, but we had cutbacks, apparently. Anyway, and as you can probably tell, still got a bit of the lurgy. It's still lurgying about here in the old throat. So every now and again, I might need to reach for my glass of water, which I've got just to the side here. Managed to get through the radio show, but it's very difficult. And then all of a sudden it goes really chesty. Then it goes really, really dry. It's a weird thing. It's a doctor's call in the morning. I'm going to need to, because I think, don't like the way it's settling at the moment. But anyway, there you go. That's my problem. Good evening to Anne Hunt. Hello, Anne. Glad that you're with us this evening. Of course, Mr. Smugly, and he's here too. Steve down on the farm. He's here. Daniel's here. And who else? Oh, Russett's here as well. So we're not all on his own, but with the latecomers coming in, Mrs. Smugly, Russett's here. Pat Galloway. Hi, Pat. Hope you're doing okay, mate. I say Dangerous Den. Dave B. Always found you. Had you lost me? Had I fell down the back of the cupboard? Probably. Yeah. No notification links tonight, says Dave B. It was posted. It was posted, I can assure you. But anyway, there you go. You'll always find us. You've only got to search for Hinckley District Past and Present on YouTube. We come up. So there we go. Anyway, all the regular features in the programme tonight, by the way. So stand by for that. We'll be doing the quiz in just a few moments' time. But I want to say a special hello to Jeff and Anna. Good evening, Paul, Sue and all, from Jeff and Anna in Hawksley Rise, Hinckley. They have made it at long last. It's a long story, folks, but in simple terms, Anna and Jeff, even though they're sort of together, they weren't. And, anyway, one was up here, they were playing ping pong. But now they've settled, both of them, back in Hinckley, in the posh, can I say the posh area? I can say posh, yeah. In the posh area of Hinckley, in the shadow of Hinckley Water Tower, Hawksley Rise. Yeah, good stuff. Welcome back to Hinckley, Jeff. And I hope we're going to see a little bit more of you now. Social nights and things like that. It'd be great to see you both about. Absolutely, it will be. Now then, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to set the quiz, then a couple of parish notices, as always, before we get on with our features tonight. We've got a few nice little features for you as well. Kevin Beasley's late to the... Kevin, where have you been? Have you brought a note? Yeah, Carol Beasley's not woke up yet, so I don't... She must have nodded off in the chair as well. However, firstly, though, let's just set the quiz so you can have a go with that. You can be working on that. Good little anagram tonight, I think. Are you ready? Oh, Carol is here. She just... Oh, I woke up. I'm here. Hello, Carol. Nice to know that you're here as well. Right, you're just in time for the quiz. Here we go. And we start, of course, right at the beginning. And like I say, if ever I suddenly go quiet, which I know you love it when I go quiet, you know I'm having to lubricate my throat, as it were. Okay, then. Question number 1. British ski jumper Eddie the Eagle first represented Great Britain at the 1987 World Championships. But in which country was the championship held? Now, the Winter Olympics is on now. So there you go. I thought that's quite a good topical thing. Talking of people being late in the chat room tonight, by the way, Mrs. G's only just come in. I think she had nodded off in the front room too. However, she's joined me now, so it must be okay. Question number 2, excluding Russia, which country is the most populated in Europe? That's a good little question, Paul. Where are you getting them from? I'm not telling you. Good little source, I can tell you. According to Greek mythology, who was the god of fire? And blacksmiths and tickly throats. There you go. Hang on. Drink coming up. There we go. And are you ready for an anagram? I know you love a good old anagram. So here you go. Avril Blackamoor Ladylike. Now, you rearrange that and you will find a local icon. A local icon. That's all I shall say at this point. So, let's go through those one more time, shall we? British ski jumper Eddie the Eagle first represented Great Britain at the 1987 World Championships. In which country was the championship held? Question 2. Excluding Russia, which country is the most populated in Europe? I think Jeff Wallace might get some of these somehow tonight. He's a clever chappy, you know. According to Greek mythology, who was the god of fire and blacksmiths? Yeah, you're going to be educated tonight. I know you really, really are. And the anagram tonight is Avril Blackamoor Ladylike. Rearrange that, and you will discover a local icon, which I think is quite fitting at the moment. That's the quiz for tonight. So while we're going through all our different things tonight, you can have a little workout at that. So there we go. So how's your week been? Has it been all right? Yeah, with me battling on with this blooming. Do you know when you get them sort of bugs and stuff, then you get fed up with it, you know, and that's how I'm getting now. I'm getting a bit annoyed with it, to be totally honest, you know. But I suppose it's been worse. It's been better, but it's annoying me at the moment. But there you go. But another week has passed, and as I say, another one stretches out in front of us. Yeah, absolutely it does. Now, let me just remind you of a couple of HDPP features on the horizon now. Of course, later, much later in the month, It's our grand presentation evening. That's when we present to our local good causes. And as I always say, come along. It's always a good night. And we'll get to hear about some of the causes that we help. And we'll also be announcing our new rolling total of monies raised since starting back in 2015. We were standing at £36,000 last year, so I wonder what it'll be this year. We will find out on the night. That's Wednesday, the 25th of February. And as I say, everybody welcome. But remember, on this night, get there a bit earlier because it does tend to get a bit cramped. And while we're talking social nights, I've got I've got a cough. And our special guest speaker, Stanley Roonley. There we go. And he's coming to present the life of Ada Lovelace, past and present. How can it be past and present when it's past? He will explain to you. He's coming along to do a special presentation to HDPP members. And of course, now we've got the wonderful statue of Ada in the town. This is your chance to, and Stan's chance to explain to you how they managed to raise the money. Not one single penny has come out of the public purse. Yeah, the local authority purse. It's all been financed through the wonderful work of Stan. So we'll be hearing all about Ada's life and indeed, future plans, if you like. That's going to be in March. So that's next month. I'm giving you plenty of time because I'd like a full room for our Stan. Really good, fantastic and interesting topic to talk about is our Ada Lovelace. Now then, okay, meanwhile, he's got to take his... You can feel his throat going again. It really is. Go on. If you've got a drink there tonight, by the way, go for it. Hang on. Oh, that's better. That's better. And I've just realised my top light wasn't on. There we are. That's better. I didn't think you were getting much reflection off this bald head here, but there you go. Right. Okay then. Our features tonight, by the way, I have a script here, which is very unusual. We've got a local feature coming up very, very shortly. But first, I found something that was quite amusing, and I thought, I think this one will go pretty well tonight. And we're looking at 25 British home features that have vanished. And I'm sure that some of you will be able to relate to this tonight. So with no further ado, I'll be back in 9 minutes' time.
Saturday afternoon, 1973. Your mum's in the kitchen. You're in the dining room. She slides open the serving hatch, passes your plate through. The cooking smells stay in the kitchen, and nobody thought twice about it. Over the past 50 years, we've ripped out, sealed up, and replaced some of the smartest features our houses ever had. Features that solved real problems, used free heat, and saved money. We mock them now. Avocado bathrooms, frosted glass, wall-mounted tin openers, but most of them were brilliant. Today, we're going through 25 British home features that quietly disappeared. Not because they stopped working, but because we forgot why they mattered. In the late 1960s and 70s, the avocado bathroom suite was everywhere. That pale green three-piece set, bath, sink, toilet. When Armitage Shanks designed it in 1969, this was the first time middle-class Britain could afford matching bathroom fittings in actual colours. Before this, bathrooms were white, clinical-looking, cold. Avocado changed that. It made your bathroom feel warm and personal. Pink, turquoise, chocolate brown came after. But avocado was the one. By the late 1990s, everyone hated it. Estate agents warned buyers away. But something's changed. You can find original avocado suites in salvage yards now, and people are buying them again. Yes, wall-to-wall bathroom carpet was real. Carpet in the bathroom, right up to the edge of the bath. In single-glazed, drafty homes with no central heating, this fixed a problem. Stepping out of the bath onto freezing lino was horrible. Stepping onto thick, warm carpet was luxury. The 70s bathroom wasn't a wet room. You dried off properly before stepping out. You didn't splash water everywhere. The carpet stayed dry. Your toes stayed warm. When central heating came along and double glazing became common, carpet stopped making sense. But for 20 years, it worked beautifully. That rectangular window cut between kitchen and dining room was the serving hatch. Sliding doors both sides. Little shelf in the middle. Post-war Britain lost its domestic help. Wives were suddenly doing everything alone. The serving hatch gave them eyes on the kids in the dining room while they cooked, let them hand food through without running around. Open plan killed it in the 1980s. Everyone wanted the whole room knocked through, big open spaces like the Americans had. We sealed up those hatches as if we were embarrassed by them. Every British home with a hot water cylinder had an airing cupboard built around it, a tall cupboard with slatted wooden shelves surrounding the tank. Free heat recycling before anyone thought about saving energy. The tank heated water for your bath, but it also gave off heat, waste heat. The airing cupboard captured it. You stored towels, bed linen and clothes in there. Everything stayed dry and warm, smelled clean. Sunday night, you'd hang tomorrow's school uniform in there. Monday morning, you'd dress in warm clothes. Damp washing from the line went in for a few hours and came out bone dry. Combi boilers killed the airing cupboard in the 1990s and 2000s. No tank, no waste heat, no magic drying cupboard. People were genuinely sad about losing them because tumble dryers cost money. Radiators aren't the same, and cold towels in January are horrible. High up near the kitchen ceiling, usually above the cooker or by the boiler, you'd find the pulley maid. Wooden slats hanging on rope from cast iron pulleys. Heat rises. The kitchen ceiling was the warmest spot in the house. You'd lower the rack, hang wet towels or heavy bed sheets, then haul them back up out of the way. They'd dry overnight in the warm air. No floor space taken, no electricity used. Modern homes have folding racks that trip you up or tumble dryers that shrink your jumper. The pulley maid just worked. Usually under the stairs, the telephone nook was a built-in shelf just wide enough for the heavy Bakelite telephone, sometimes a little padded seat underneath, a light above, maybe a drawer for the phone book, the most important spot in the house. The phone was the most expensive thing you owned. One phone, one number, shared by the whole family. It needed its own place. Away from the television, but close enough that everyone could hear it ring. You sat there for calls. Proper calls that lasted 20 minutes because they cost money. The curly cord stretched just far enough to let you turn away for a bit of privacy. The drawer held the thick yellow pages, a pen and a notepad for messages. Cordless phones in the 1980s changed everything. Suddenly you could wander, then mobiles finished it. Those heavy wooden doors with panels of thick textured glass were frosted glass internal doors, amber tinted, rippled, sometimes with decorative patterns pressed in. These fixed a lighting problem beautifully. British homes in the 50s and 60s were dark. Small windows, narrow hallways, frosted glass doors let natural light flow from the living room into the hall, from the kitchen into the corridor. You got the light, but kept complete privacy. The glass was tough, proper glass, not the flimsy stuff in modern doors. It made a good solid clunk when you closed it, and even at night, light from one room softly lit the next. No harsh overhead bulbs needed, just a warm glow through textured glass. Look at any 1960s or 70s window and you'll see it. A tiny separate pane at the very top with its own little handle, the night vent. You could lock the main window tight, but leave that top vent cracked open. Fresh air came through while you slept. Rain stayed out, burglars stayed out, but you got a constant gentle breeze through the bedroom, perfect for British weather. Modern tilt and turn windows try to do the same thing, but they're complicated. That little top window just worked. In older kitchens, built into the larder, you'd find the cold slab, a thick piece of slate or marble, usually about 1.5 feet across, set into the wall or on a shelf. Natural refrigeration without electricity. Stone stays cold on its own, much colder than the air around it. You put butter, cheese and milk on the cold slab. It stayed fresh for days without using a single watt. The larder itself helped. North-facing, small window, ventilation bricks letting cool air in. In the 1950s and 60s, this system worked beautifully in the British climate. Then electric fridges became affordable by the late 1960s. Everyone wanted one. The cold slab was forgotten. Larders became coat cupboards, But that slab used zero energy, made no noise, never broke down. A simple switch on the wall with a small neon light inside that glowed orange-red when it was on. That was the immersion heater red light, and it mattered more than you'd think. Safety and budget control in one simple fitting. The immersion heater was electric, expensive, terrifyingly expensive if you left it on. That red light was your warning. You could see it glowing from anywhere in the room. Hot water is being made, don't forget to turn it off. Every child in Britain knew. Red light on equals money burning. You'd hear Mum shout from downstairs, "Who left the immersion on?" Someone would sprint up and click it off. The light went out, problem sorted. Modern systems are automatic. Timers, thermostats. You never think about it. But you also never learn the value of hot water. Hidden behind your living room fireplace, the back boiler did two jobs at once. A small boiler built into the chimney breast. You had a gas or coal fire for warmth and atmosphere. Behind it, hidden away, the boiler heated water. Introduced in the 1960s, popular through the 70s and 80s, they were compact and efficient for their time. One unit, two jobs. The fire kept you cozy in the lounge. The boiler filled the hot water tank upstairs, and it meant your home had a real working heart. Building regulations changed. By 2005, new back boilers were banned. Too inefficient compared to modern standards. Existing ones slowly got replaced, but people remember them well because they made sense. Heat where you needed it, hot water where you needed it. Massive ceramic bricks inside a metal box, bolted to the wall and heavy as a small car. Storage heaters were a lifeline if money was tight. They used economy 7 electricity, cheap overnight rates. Between midnight and 7, they'd charge up, storing heat in those bricks. Then all day, they'd slowly release it, giving out warmth without using expensive daytime power. The trick was understanding them. They weren't responsive. You couldn't turn them up when it got cold.
Yeah, I know, and it finishes really, really quickly, that video does. I just suddenly remembered that. Yeah, but listen, we've got confession time. Confession time's in the chat room. Look at this lot here. People holding their hands up saying, we had an avocado loo and bathroom suite. Or dark brown, Kevin Beasley, we had a dark brown suite. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. All those colours that you could suddenly get in the late 60s and early 70s. Yeah. And of course, yes, a lot of them have gone. But Mr. Smugly said, we had brown in Norton Road, then avocado, and now we're back to white now. I think white lends itself to any scheme, but generally speaking, so it's always a safe one. Anne Hunt saying, we had avocado. You see, you're all there, you're all confessing. And some of the things that we've seen in that particular video were great, like the thrall at the back of the pantry or the back of the well, I call it pantry, you know, the larder, but yeah, the big slab there that we went to see, and the pulley rack, and we had one of those at home too. I remember my dad doing all that, and so we had you know, it was like being on board deck, you know, up it went, but great stuff. And then phones, yeah, we had. Daniel said we had our phone at the bottom of our stairs, so you could use the bottom seat, the bottom step as a seat. Multi-purpose, you see, and of course, and Anne Hunt said we never had a phone. I left home before the family had one. Well, they probably knew you'd probably run the bill up a lot, and maybe that was it. And so other people, Carol saying we had a thrall under the stairs in Burbage, and and Dennis said he had a telephone in 1979, but they still had a black and white TV. Well, Dennis, I suppose, you know, for your job you were doing and stuff, you needed that. And Mrs. Poldark says, still got my pantry and thrall. So well done, kid. Oh, and by the way, happy birthday yesterday. Very special people had their birthday yesterday. That's all I can tell you. Great to see some of your comments coming in there, by the way. John Denny or Mr. Smugly, he noticed that some of the tiles shown in that particular clip would be worth a bob or two now. And I was seeing a little bit on another video I was previewing the other night, and seeing how it said, who remembers polystyrene tiles, particularly on your ceiling? Not a very good idea, but you have to remind people, yes, but back in the day, I remember we had them all over the place when we was home. We had them in the bathroom, on the ceiling, and everywhere. And they were natural insulator, of course. But we didn't think much about the fire hazard to which they are. And I was involved a long time ago now. I was involved at a house fire, and I remember this blaze being discovered, and the flames were licking up and just starting to drip. Do its worst on the polystyrene tiles. Scary time. And back in the days, no mobile phones. I had to run to the phone box. I was only talking about this today, actually. And it scared me to death to go down there, make a 999, and anyway, long time ago now. It's amazing how we take a lot of modern things for granted, isn't it? Like with mobile phones and stuff. Now, it would appear Mr. Smuggley has already got the aniogram tonight. He would. However, he's not doing very well with the other questions. So let's go through the questions one more time, see how you're doing. They are quite difficult tonight. I just got a mean head on, really. That's what it was. So let's go through it then on the weekly quiz. Our first question, and I appreciate you don't want to use Google if you don't know the answers. Don't worry about it. We're not going to come and put a brick through your window or come and keep you up all night. But now the British ski jumper Eddie the Eagle first represented Great Britain at the 1987 World Championships, but in which country was the championship held? Now, I've used that question because, of course, the Winter Olympics are with us at the moment, and I thought, yeah, Winter Olympics, Eddie the Eagle, there is a good question for Sunday night. So, if you like your geography and all the rest of it, excluding Russia, which country is the most populated in Europe? Now, I know a lot of you are probably going to say, oh, it's this country, isn't it? No, well, no, it's not. But can you guess which one it is? I'll leave that for you to have a little ponder tonight. And according to Greek mythology, who was the god of fire and blacksmith? He must have been a noisy chap. Anyway, there you go, a bit of Greek mythology. There we go, question 4. And our anagram. Avril Blackamoor Ladylike, this is a local icon. A local icon. Can you get the anagram this week? Mr. Smuggley's sitting there, he's looking very smug. Can you wipe the smile off his face and get the other questions right? Excuse me, better go out and have a fag. So, he says, clearing his throat desperately. So that's our quiz for tonight. We'll come back and do the questions one more time because we've still got some more features to do tonight. The nice short and sweet ones, a bit like me tonight. We've got our local feature now. Going back, and we've shown this film, probably a couple of years ago now. But it's nice to see it again and look back and see what a tremendous contribution this has made to our heritage locally. We're going back to St Mary's Church, and we're going to go back to the days when they were appealing to get the carillon fully refurbished and working again. And it's great to see this. I sat and watched it the other night. I thought, oh yeah, that'll be a good one to show at our next. I'm just checking my list. It's feature number 2 on your list, Paul. Here we go. Feature number 2. This runs for about a quarter of an hour. A nice 15 minutes as we see the carillon as it was and how it is today, fully working. It's a fascinating little story, and we see the clock faces being fetched off St Mary's Church and then put back later. I won't spoil it. Here it comes.
In 1964...
Oh, he's not. He's clicked the wrong blooming button now. Now, wait a minute. Now, hold it, stop. Did I not put that over? I'm sure I did. This is embarrassing because this is a live stream. What do you expect? Things happen. I'm sure I put that in, you know. What I'm going to do, I'm going to tread water a minute. Now, you concentrate on those questions a moment, and I'm just going to click this button, and I can see what I've got queued up or not, as the case may be. I can't even see it on that. It's amazing. I'm going to have to just hit buttons. I'm going to hit buttons and see what happens, guys, because I honestly don't know. It says here, feature 2. So I'm going to click. Well, if I click feature 2, you're going to see growing up in 70s Britain. And that's not for till next week. Let's see what's on this button. Ah, this looks like it is the one I should have pressed. Ah, well, settle back and enjoy.
So, you all know what it's all about. We're looking to restore both the clock and the Carillion stroke music playing machine here. I'll speak about that in a little while, but this is our little baby, the clock. In 1875, it was deemed that the previous clock, was beyond economical repair, so the PCC here decided to fundraise to replace it. So they called upon Hinckley folk to make a donation, and they said to the working class, we don't want any more than 2 shillings. So I'm sure that most people know what 2 shillings is, you might not. 2 shillings is a whole 10p, right? So a whole 10p. It doesn't sound much today, but it would have been a lot of money back in 1876 stroke 1875. How much do you think it would have been to put this clock in? Any ideas, anybody? 1876?
£52.
Do you know what? That's the figure I thought of. I thought of £50. I was a little bit wrong, and it was a colossal just over £200.
Wow.
I think in 1876 you could have probably bought a street of houses near for £200 odd. They estimated it at £350, so they did get it cheaper. They called upon a company called Gillett and Bland. They were manufacturers, installers from down in Croydon. So in 1876 they come along and put this little beastie in. It's called a 3-gear trained semi-flatbed turret clock. Okay, the clock at Big Ben is still regulated today by putting pennies on the pendulum to make it go faster or slower. We do it with we put nuts on and washers and things like, you know. So this is the business end. This is the tick-tock, if you like. This is the escapement, and you can see the fingers just resting on the escapement there, where you get your tick-tock at the back and at the front there. This spindle, I don't know if you can quite see, but the spindle that goes across there, what I'm just tapping, that spindle there, 1 revolution of that spindle is 1 minute. 1 minute in time. So I can adjust it either way. If I want to speed the clock up, if we've lost some time, I can just open these little, I call them legs. I just open it a little bit, and it just freewheels and advances the clock. However, if it's gone too fast and we need it to slow down, I have to stop the clock. So sometimes you might look up and you want to see the clock stop for a brief time, or whatever. Again, unfortunately, fortunately we've got 4 clock faces, which not many churches have got. So if you go out for the day and look up, most churches around have only got 1 clock face or 2. We're very lucky and we've got 4. Unfortunately, not all 4 clock faces are married up, so they are slightly out. So I say to people, if you walk in one direction around the tower, you can gain time. And if you walk the other way, you can lose time. So it's
Time travel.
Yes, it's quite magic, really. 13th century church, we can time travel in either direction. So, as you can see, these funny looking sails on the that gear train and this gear train here, when the clock talks to these do spin round at a fair old rate of knots to get the momentum to speak to the little Carillion stroke music playing instrument at the end there. So these spindles do go around very quick. To stop them spinning the heads off, if you like, they've got sails on and they act as like air brakes. Okay, so we have to be very careful that when everything's all running, that we don't stand too close, because obviously that could do a bit of damage. So there you go, that's that side of the clock. A-frames, follow the wires across, more A-frames, and then it disappears up into the belfry, and there's huge hammers that look like sort of bricks, if you like, and they hit the bells, and it plays a tune. Again, very fortunate, it plays 7 tunes. I can't tell you all 7 tunes off the top of my head, but the info's down on my little display or on the little organ pipe that we use for donations in the coffee bar. So again, I think it's fantastic in the fact that in 1790, handmade, probably any standardisation of threads. There's probably homemade threads on there, and it's automatic. Would you believe? So each day it plays a tune, and then it sort of moves on, coincides with more pegs.
19th century timepiece on St Mary's Church is also chiming again for the first time in a decade under a £50,000 restoration project. Amy Harris reports.
Midday and history is made in Hinckley. Not only are the giant hands of the town's timepiece turning again, it's no longer silent. Until today, these sounds were just a memory. Now they herald the completion of this clock's, well, facelift.
It's all been painted and lacquered and repairs done to it because the striking chime hasn't been working for quite a few years. It's also been automatically wound, and the clock faces have been restored as well, so they're nice and shiny now.
But the clock here isn't the only historic mechanism working once more in St Mary's Tower. This carillon, or music playing machine, has been carefully restored too.
It was carried out by church member and retired engineer Jeff, who simply couldn't resist the challenge. Thanks to his painstaking work, a melody now sounds from this 18th century mechanism every 3 hours.
It was in a pretty sorry state, to be honest, when we first started. Everything has had to be handmade. All the gears, everything you see on the front here, it was a labour of love, and I've thoroughly enjoyed doing it.
Jeff's work has also saved the church thousands. It's cost over £50,000 alone to restore the clock. Those in charge believe it's worth every penny.
I'm convinced from what I've heard people say and businesses say that to have this ancient building right in the middle of Hinckley with a clock chiming and a carillon playing tunes is going to give a real sense of identity and pride to the town of Hinckley.
Hinckley is undergoing huge regeneration, and high above this changing town, time too no longer stands still. Amy Harris, BBC East Midlands Today, Hinckley.
Isn't it great to see that again? Absolutely it is. And a lovely John Whittaker at the very end. Really good. And you are appreciating that in the chat room as well, actually. Absolutely. Saying how much. I mean, Kath Denny says, Mrs. Smugly. She said the clock faces are so much bigger when you see them close up. Yes, they are. In fact, the quip I gave to one of the guys when they fetched one of the clock faces down, I said, can you put a strap on that for me? No. Anyway, just a thought. And John, Mr. Smugly said the carillon is the same age as the grandfather clock that they've got, and which was made by John Verrow. I wonder if he was involved with it. Well, very, very likely so, I would have thought as well. And Jeff Wallace is celebrating. Now he's living in Hinckley. He's even getting the anagrams tonight. Well done, Jeff. And as I put, excuse me. As I put earlier, I don't think we're going to get anybody getting 4 out of 4 tonight. See, some people get it, but not everybody. And Pat Gallery said that was really interesting. And it is. And when you think, so that was 2016, 2017 when we did that. And we helped the church along the way through one of our good causes, of course. And that was great. And they had a great team. And for those who don't know, a little Anoraki fact now, that the south-facing clock face, the one that faces, let's say, over Old St Mary's Road and looks that way south. The guys signed the back of that clock. Each guy signed the back and dated it. So future generations, when they come to do any restoration, they will see those names there forever. It's brilliant. Now, and Kath just saying, she said, we've got a lovely church and it's great how people come together to keep everything going, which is true. Absolutely. Now then, he's going to cough again. He's trying desperately to stifle this cough. Because my running order is back to front now, I don't know when I play the next feature, whether it's going to play the right one or not. We're going to try that in just a moment. But let's look at the quiz one more time. Then we're going to have another little feature. Then we'll have the answers too. So the quiz. The British ski jumper Eddie the Eagle first represented Great Britain at the 1987 World Championships. But what country was it held in? Once again, I don't think we're going to get people getting 4 out of 4 tonight. Got some good questions tonight, you see. Now, excluding Russia, which country is the most populated in Europe? Not the world, in Europe. Just to help you focus on that. And according to the Greek mythology, who was the god of fire and tickly throats, Blacksmiths. I do apologise. It's really annoying. I'm going to go outside and have a fag in a minute. And there's your anagram. Now, a couple of people. Jeff's got it right. And so's Mr. Smugly. So he's sitting there with a grin like a Cheshire cat. And the clue is a local icon, which I thought was a damn good clue. There we go. We'll go through those one more time before the end of the programme, asking you to also supply the answers. That's very shortly. Now we're at the precipice. Now the precipice, that's a good word. I didn't know I was even going to say precipice, because somebody usually takes it at the end. Clever gag if you was following me. Now, I'm not sure if I press the next button, whether you're going to get what I think you're supposed to be getting or not. So if it suddenly changes quickly, I pressed the wrong one. Let's see, because we're going to look at growing up. No, we're looking at the year that almost ended Britain. I think it's this one. I'm going to try this one. Here we go.
Was overlooked for more than a century.
No, it ain't that one, and it ain't that one. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. Look, it's gone. It's all wrong. Where did that feature go? I don't know where it went. It's gone. There'll be no other feature tonight, because I haven't got one to show you. That's weird, and I put that in. I did that the other day. Seriously, I got it going, and we were going to. We'll show it next week. It was focusing on the year that almost ended Britain, and it was very interesting actually. And I thought, well, yes, that's a good one for Sunday. But because I'm battling, excuse me, I am really battling this dry throat. I think let's get through to the quiz, and let's see how we do. I could do with a massage, big throat massage, that sort of thing. Well, because that's not going to play through now, and I've got nothing else in the background that I'm going to show you tonight, I'm sure you'll all agree I can have an early night tonight. So let's go through to the quiz. But one thing I have managed to do this time with the quiz, because we're going to ask for your answers as we get to each one, I've actually managed to put the chat room up while you answer the questions. Hopefully, he said, I'm going to have another drink of water. So get ready with your answers. Oh, see if I can get through it. I do hope I can get this cough sorted. It's a right pain. It really, really is. Right. So, can you tell me which country was the 1987 World Championships held? And I've got my answers written here in my bestest writing. Well, Mr. Smuggley's had a go. Well done, as you can see. And Dennis has had a go. Russet's had a go. And answers so far are incorrect. Can you believe that? But the answer, I'm just giving it a couple more moments. Italy. No, not Italy either. No. Oh, this is a turnout for the books, isn't it? The answer we're looking for, and I know you probably don't believe it, but it's true. You can Google it if you wish now, because the correct answer is Germany. I didn't know that, but it was Germany. Yeah, you see, you're going to learn something every time. Okay, let's go on to question number 2. Now, coughing off mic, excluding Russia, which country is the most populated in Europe? Anybody want to have a go at that? Let's just give it a moment. Let the internet do its business. Let the signal get out there. Mr. Smuggley said, is it Italy? Tasha says Poland. And Russet says France at a guess. But Dennis Perkins comes through with the correct answer. Germany. Again, Jeff Wallace. Germany. Correct. Well done, you two. In cahoots. Well, you're not far from each other, actually. Daniel said, is it England? No, it's not. Germany is the correct answer. So there you go. Kevin Beasley having goes in England, as you can see. The answer's coming in as we do it. So there we go. The correct answer. Germany. Oh. So in that case, and I think this is probably the hardest, according to Greek mythology, who was the god of fire and blacksmiths. And I don't even know whether I can pronounce his name. But anyway, let me just see whether anybody comes in with an answer to that, which I don't think they will tonight. Right, hang on. No idea. No, that's a German. So some people are still on the last question. That's the lag in the internet tonight, so I have to allow for that. Okay then. Because we all know the Greek god the other Greek god, the one half man, half beast. Yeah, that was Buffalo Bill. But this one is the other one, who was the god of fire and blacksmiths. Dave B, good guess. Good guess, saying, is it Thor? And Jeff Wallace, another good guess. Vulcan. May peace and go prosper. Is it? Oh, no, that's... You know where I'm going with that. Anyway, good. Tasha said, all 4 answers clearly Germany. No, I've got to try and give you the answer to this one now for the Greek god. It's Hephaestus. Hephaestus. And I'll spell it for you. Hephaestus. I've got to be careful because I'm going to cough again. Hephaestus. Or words to that effect. In fact, what I will do for you, if I just sit here very carefully and tap away here, I'll type that in the chat room so you can see it. You can hear my keyboard going. That's it. There, you can see it. That's the answer, because I can't necessarily pronounce it, but very good. So, no one got that one, so I knew no one were going to get 4 tonight somehow, but some of you did get the anagram for a local icon. So tap it in, go on, go for it, tap it in. You can do that before we reveal the answer to everybody else. Right, here we go. You can see Mr. Smugly got it all copied and pasted, ready to go. Yeah. Yes, I like Daniel's response. There's a vaccine for that, Paul. Yes, I know, referring to our last one, yeah. Or, of course, the tablets. Right then. Yeah, the correct answer coming in from John Denny, from Dennis Perkins, and also from Jeff Wallace. The anagram this week is Ada Lovelace, Kirkby Mallory. I thought we'd keep Ada in the spotlight just a bit longer, given all the news of late, local news lately. And Daniel's come in with it well done. That's our quiz. So I think we've got 2s. I think we've got probably 2, maybe 3 out of 4 tonight. So I do have to apologise for this silly cough. It's driving me nuts. It's annoying me. I'm getting very cross with it. There we go. So anyway, Mr. Smugly, yes, he says 1. Jeff Wallace, 2. Well done. And Dennis, 2. And half of 4 tonight, says Russet. Well done, Russet. Anyway, Daniel Coburn said 1 for me. Yeah, you see, so the most we can do is 2 tonight, and that's a tie. Dave B said, I thought Ada, but 2 Y's put me off. I see what you mean, David. No worries. And Pat Galloway said, yeah, I've got all 4 wrong. Well, at least you're consistent, mate. You're consistent. Well done, indeed. And Carol said, I got Ada Lovelace, but not the rest. Can I have half a point? Go on. Let you have half a point. There we have it. Good. Well, that's that. Right, now then, as I say, it's slightly shorter broadcast tonight because 1, this throat, and 2, a missing feature, which I will put in for next week. And I think we'll wrap it up while 1's still ahead and not coughing, because it's really annoying. Kevin Beasley said, I got 4 wrong tonight. Well, you and Pat Galloway can sit together next week and we'll see how you do then. Maybe you can help it. There you go. So anyway, there you go. So I do apologise about this cough. Oh, it's really annoying. Very frustrating. It really is, because when you don't realise just how much when you breathe in and then it gets to your diagram, just down here, and then all of a sudden it goes dry or very tickly. It's so annoying. However, that's it from me. Thank you very much for spending a little bit of your Sunday evening with me. We'll be back next week. I'll be here if you can be there, of course, and I'll have more features, more local things, which we can talk about, and hopefully this thing will be gone by then, because it's driving me blooming nuts. Until next week then, blimey, I'm scrolling past my out features now. Looking forward to your company next week, and before I cough any further, good night. See you next week. Bye-bye.
We're making history. HDPP chapter applauses history. Supporting local causes. Streaming HDPP live. Betty is our queen bee. As sweet as honey can be.
cough or not, I've got to give you a couple of dad jokes to go away with tonight because it's the law. It's what we do. We never talk about this bit, but I think I've got just enough in me to give you a couple of dad jokes. What musical instrument is found in the bathroom? A tube of toothpaste. Why don't penguins like rock music? Because they only like soul. What happens when it rains cats and dogs? You step in a poodle. Yesterday I saw a guy spill his Scrabble letters on the road and I asked him, what's the word on the street? Never try to compare small white stick with something yellow and edible. They're like chalk and cheese. I'm talking of cheese. Did you hear about the cheesy comedian? He had some crackers. Good night.